Hi, it's Dr. Vicki Peterson. We have a Facebook group called Digestive Solutions and get some great questions, and so I wanted to share them not just with the Facebook group but with all of you because I think they're really pertinent. So Agnieszka, and I hope I'm saying her name right, is asking about her 2.5-year-old whose stool is not normal. She described it as mashed potatoes, but I understand what she means. And what should she do and what might cause that? So it's a big question actually, but when we're talking about poop, we're talking about the brown banana. So we go from mashed potatoes to bananas, but anyway, you get the shape that we're talking about, so it should come out formed, a nice sort of medium brown color, and when it's mushy, like a pile of mashed potatoes, that's not normal. She mentioned that her child is 80 to 90% gluten-free and casein-free, and that's fine, except if a body is truly gluten sensitive or dairy sensitive, then 80 to 90% isn't enough, unfortunately. So if you're just trying to cut down on refined carbohydrates and cut down on dairy products because they're not that healthy for you, great. But if you're truly sensitive, then that's insufficient. So it's a zero tolerance policy when it comes to gluten, and really ditto for dairy. So what I would recommend is that we really find out whether her son or daughter, she didn't say the sex of her 2.5-year-old, but find out if the child is gluten or dairy sensitive or has another sensitivity food-wise. It's really, really important that we have a digestive tract that's functioning optimally, because it's really everything. If you're not turning your food into good fuel, you're not feeding your cells, and the body just, it's impossible to be optimally healthy if the gut's not functioning the way it should. And the stool is an indicator of that. So the causes could be food sensitivities. The causes could be hidden infections in the gut or an imbalance of good bacteria and bad bacteria. Those are the two most common, especially in a little person that's only 2.5. They're very easy to fix. The younger children are typically, and I'm not sure why she's doing the mostly gluten-free, casein-free diet, if there's some other reasons for that, so I would like to know. So I recommend you reach out to the clinic and give me a call so we can speak in more detail. But to answer your question, food sensitivities and then an imbalance in the good bacteria and bad bacteria in the gut would probably be the most likely culprits in this particular case, and not hard to fix. So give me a call at the clinic, 408-733-0400. We can do a consultation and get to the bottom of it, and you're a good mom to reach out and ask. The next question came from Brooke, and I'm assuming Brooke is a girl. It's one of those names I think that can go either way, but let's assume yes and say that she asks if you need prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes to have a healthy gut, or can you just heal your gut with food? I love that question. So first of all, the body naturally makes enzymes. The stomach makes hydrochloric acid, and the pancreas makes the pancreatic enzymes that help you to digest fats and proteins and carbohydrates. So the body naturally makes enzymes, and it can be a little bit of a catch-22 if the gut's not healthy, it's not making enough enzymes, so you're not digesting well, which makes the gut unhealthy, and you can get into this sort of round robin with that issue. But enzymes are produced naturally, number one. Prebiotics come from a healthy diet. So that answers your question, do you need prebiotics or can you heal the gut with food? Prebiotics, if you're eating those 9 servings of fruits and vegetables, eating beans and legumes that have those more difficult to digest carbohydrates called resistant starches, which are actually very good because they don't get digested until way down in the gut and they feed the good bacteria. Those are prebiotic foods, so they would come inherently with a good diet. And as far as probiotics are concerned, that's a big question because we're learning so much about the microbiome, those 30 estimate 39 trillion organisms in your gut, and that's a lot of different a lot of different species, and we're learning more and more about them. And you know, taking a single probiotic, you know, that's lactobacillus is definitely not going to be enough, which we do stool analysis here at the clinic to give us an idea of maybe certain imbalances that should be righted, corrected. And so probiotics can be a nice addition to help balance things, but as I said, it's an area that we're learning a lot about. Generally speaking, I do recommend a good probiotic, and then I recommend mixing it up. Unless we have a very specific one that we're taking to handle a specific problem we know about, then I recommend, you know, you take one and then you switch to another species. So we're doing a nice variety of species and getting some good seeding of various organisms. I'd spoken about, several weeks ago about Akkermansia, which is it's not a new bacteria, it's not a new species, but it's new for research, and it's basically an organism that helps uncloak cancer cells. So very, very important when you're looking at your immune system being able to see cancer and destroy it, and also if somebody's been diagnosed with cancer and they're getting immunotherapy, making sure that immunotherapy can work. So I talked about pomegranate and cranberries being very helpful to boost that species, because you can't just take it. And I recently did a stool test on myself, which I do pretty regularly, just making sure all is well. And the lab we work with started measuring Akkermansia, and I had a very nice robust level of it. So I was like, oh, that pomegranate juice really works. So there's definitely some dietary factors that really influence the good bacteria. So with that said, also speaking personally, and we see it with patients, as the body gets older, it tends to make enzymes and hydrochloric acid a little less well, so you might need to augment. I've found that in the past couple of years. I need to augment with hydrochloric acid and enzymes, just because the body's getting a little bit older and it needed that assistance, even though I eat very, very high quality food. So it really is being there for the person at the time and seeing what they need. So I hope that answers your question, Brooke. If not, please give us a call. And if you need any assistance, give me a call. The number here again is 408-733-0400. And then you can also reach out to the website, rootcausemedicalclinics.com. I'll see you soon.